Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Mastermind Creations Ocular Max Perfection Series PS-17E Fortiflex, their version of, Dangar slash Armorhide from Car Robots or Car Robots in Disguise 2001 version. So yeah, you can see them there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put them off the side real quick and take a look at the box. And yep, once again, there's a Perfection Series box, but except with a very green tint to it. You got a very, again, nice artwork of Fortiflex there, and there's a robot mode. You got all built in right there and everything. You got the Perfection Series logo up here. Up top here, you got a couple pictures of his couple modes there. You know, the stuff. And also ground assault, by the way. On this side, of course, you have some artwork of Fortiflex, his robot mode. On this side, you have the artwork of all 5 of them with him with Fortiflex particular highlighted. On the bottom, you have some warnings, and of course, you have the 4 of the 5 right there. And in the back, you have, so of course, product shots right there, and some bio and tech specs right there if you want to read that. And also on top of that, yeah, of course, he comes with the reader, the little tech spec reader, so you know you do that if you want on the box. That. And on top of the tech spec reader, there is also, of course, the instructions for Fortiflex right there, and of course, and inside, I believe, yep, it is still the Probus instructions, including. By the way, if there's a particular part, if you follow the instructions, you will have the robot. Let's just say that the you cannot transform it quite the same as Probus. This guy, Fortiflex, you cannot transform quite the same as Probus because of one major difference. Although it's pretty easy, I'll point it out when we get there. But yeah, and of course you got the bio card right there. You know, nice bit of nice picture right there, Fortiflex, and on the back, of course, you have a couple shots of the toy and some tech specs in the bio again. So there's that. So Fortiflex, he is a tank once again. Yep, a desert camo. Yeah, I know some people were kind of, apparently some people were kind of hoping for the, Arctic camo version or something, because, they changed it for the US release, but I'm glad they went with the JP colors because I like them better. Yeah, you can see this is fully kitted out with all this stuff attached because, again, I've reviewed this twice already. And of course, again, I've just explained the Aster lift. A bunch of stuff led to me just taking real long to get time to get to this mold, but generally, the desert camo looks really good. And you'll know it is not the same camo pattern as the G2 version. You'll be able to see that in short order. But yeah, nice in tans and browns. You got the treads picked out really nice with the little tread wheels as well. Bottom looks really nice and clean. You got this bit, which, yeah, this right here, yeah, that's crooked, but that is correct. By the way, some people complained about it, but that is correct to the original toy. So the toys had the crooked emblem. I'm not sure why, but they did. So there you go. You got little mirrors there. It's a silver right there, picking out the mirror part. You got the big old cannons right here. You got this stuff right here. You got the hatches and the periscope. Everything picked out. And once again, yeah, all the stuff you can do before you can, of course, roll. There are wheels, although, again, kind of, yeah, but it's a fun thing. I don't think I ever mentioned this, but yeah, there's these little panels right here for the treads, which are very easy to also accidentally bump out of alignment. But yeah, those treads that fill in the tread bits. But the wheels here, they are okay. He does technically roll, but I don't think it's gripping on this surface. This thing, of course, can, these turrets, these barrels can go up and down. You can detach it as well if you want. Although these are a big old gap right here. Of course, this can swivel around and kind of aim up and down up a little bit. These hatches can both open. There's nothing inside, though. And the periscope, of course, can rotate around, and it will come also facing backwards in the package, so just remember that. And yeah, the gun barrel can look up and down. You can shorten the barrel if you want. You can also, just kind of emulate firing. And of course, the whole turret can, on a ratchet, just rotate around. Yep. So yep, there's that whole thing again. And yep, there you go. Generally, once again, Fortiflex here looks really good. There's the slightly altered front because of, again, changes for the mold. But there you go. So some comparisons real quick. Here is Fans Hobbies arch enemy. Their version, Black Convoy, Scourge, whatever you want to call them. Give an idea there. There you go. Here he is with the G1 Probus. There you can see also, yeah, this is one thing you can see the differences in the front end right there, and this will also be basically results in a difference in the difference in the robot mode as well. Here he is with the G2 Probus, which, yeah, again, you can see already, like, you know, definitely some differences in the camo pattern. Right there, you can see, yeah, the camo patterns are different. There's that. And of course, here he is with the rest of the team so far. Including yep, Astrolift right there as well. So, yep, that is the team so far. Just missing Mega Octane slash, who was Dorailer. That was his name in Car Robots. Which apparently I believe is supposed to come out in October for the TFCon. So we'll see. We'll see if that plays out or not. But, yep, the team so far. Yeah, so that's Fortiflex's alt mode. Again, really nice tank overall. Nice and, you know, nice and usable, nice and playable. Looks real good. There's really not much else to say about it, but yeah, it's just a decent, very good tank mode. And yeah, I'll go ahead and get him into combined mode, and we'll go on from there. Yes, this is Fortiflex's combined mode. It's once again, it's a leg, because yeah, of course it is. And yeah, it comes together just the same as all the other ones for the most part. Although this part right here does not tab in at anything as far as I can tell, other than these bits right here. There's little tabs up here, but it's the only part it really tabs into is right there. There's no like tabs from the sides anymore, so that's a little bit different, but you know, still functionally goes to the same place. So yeah, it's not too different from the well, the old transformation. But yeah, this still of course attaches the back. This can still stay on the tank. And of course, yeah, the foot piece again, just like with shift lane, the foot piece will come with I believe whatever their Mega Octane is called. So yeah, there's still, you know, ankle tilts and all that stuff right there. And one thing I did forget to mention in alt mode, this button thing, the button slider here, for getting into alt mode, for whatever reason, and this seems to be a common issue, this is extra tough to slide up, because you know you're supposed to press the button and you slide the legs up, and for whatever reason the last few like millimeters is way tougher than it ever was on the other versions of the mold. So I'm not sure, they must have changed something, but yeah, it's a little tougher, so it takes a lot more effort to get that pushed up into place. On top of that, mind that this tank turret doesn't tab in as nicely as like the pop. You can see it just kind of pop itself back out. Doesn't tab in fully. That's not going to really affect anything, but it doesn't tab in as well as it used to, so that's a little bit of disappointment. But beyond that, you know, it's pretty much, you know, the leg mode, so there you go. And it's going to come some comparisons again. Here's the G1 Probus chip. Pretty much the same thing, but you know, all around. Yeah, and you see this, you know, there's the tabs here, so that's a little bit different, but yeah, pretty much otherwise the same thing. And the G2 Probus, because, yep, there you go. So, there you go on that. So now I'm going to go ahead and get this guy into robot mode, and we'll continue on. Alright, so Fortiflex's robot mode is, well, again, it's pretty much, you know, very similar to the, well, Probus robot mode. There is one key difference, namely it's actually right up front and center, it's the chest. How the chest transforms is a bit different because, you know, Armorhide slash Dangar in the original anime had, well, was much closer to the original toy, which he had a very much protruding tank chest. So they kind of mimicked it a little bit. So they changed it. So yeah, you can't actually follow the original thing. I mean, the tabs and pegs are still there, and some people have erroneously done this. But yeah, you can do that if you want, and it does work, and it doesn't look bad. But the correct way is to have it folded up like this. So that's the big difference, is rather than tabbing it in here like this, what you do is you fold this up, so, you know, fold these up so they go back like this, and then like that, and then bring it down. It doesn't really tab into anything, but it will rest like that, and it does look pretty good. So that's the only real difference between the this version and the other versions of the mold with regards to transformation and looks. Everything else is identical, and molding anyway. Colors obviously are different, but you know, of course, you can see, you know, again, getting close right there, getting close here, and you got a, you know, pretty much just browns and tans, you know, different shades of brown and tan. You got the kind of the gold visor there, right there, and of course you got the new chest, mostly brown, a little black spot right there, some black here and there, but mostly just browns. There's the tan again, and yeah, the treads on the legs, and the tank turret backpack and all that stuff. It's pretty much, you know, what you'd expect really from this guy. So yeah, still looks really good. Still portability is still pretty great as well. As you had, you know, ball jointed head, left, right, up, down, all that stuff. Shoulders do full 360. You do have, you know, upward right there and then upward right there. So there's multiple joints right there, how you want to do things. Of course, bicep swivel right there. There's a double jointed elbow. Although, you know, thanks to, you know, molding, only get so much out of it. You do, of course, have the hands can swivel as well as the wrist. Their fingers all, you know, open and close at individually at one knuckle joint each at the base. Thumbs on a ball joint, so you got all that stuff right there. You do, of course, have a waist swivel, which, you know, if you have this too close, then yeah, the waist swivel's a little impeded. I think I collapsed that too far. So yeah, the waist swivel's right there. There's a nab crunch, of course, there. Hip skirts get out of the way, so you can do, you know, ratchet the hips forward. They go back that far with the turret in place. You have outward that far, a little bit more than full splits. You have a thigh swivel. Knees can, well, they weren't supposed to do that. Can bend pretty much 90 degrees, you know, if you leave this bit in place, but if you move that, you can get a bit more. You can get a bit more movement, but not really a whole lot more. But yeah, do that. And down here at the feet, you do have a bit of ankle tilt as well, although kind of not as much as I thought it was. For some reason, I thought regularly remembered more. Toe can go down as well, and so the heel can move a bit. So there you go for posability, and of course the turret can ratchet around and stuff. But there you go. As for weapons, of course, accessories, you got this guy, which, you know, can just, you know, unfold that and you just tab that in the back of his hand, just like before. This tabs in that, and it's actually fairly secure. Again, it feels like the older version of the mold had it more secure, but it's like that. And of course, this bit can also attach, because yeah, it attaches. Let's see, yeah. You have to take the backpack here and rotate it, and then bring it up right here on this hinge. Yeah, bring it up on this hinge right there. So then tabs in like that, and open this up, and then you have these like this, and then you just plug it in like that, and you can have that over his head. You know, just kind of emulating what the toy used to do. So there you go on that front. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that though. But yeah, that's Fortiflex is a robot mode overall. It's still a pretty solid robot. The only thing is, yeah, this I wish they adjusted this so it could tab in like this as well. So because otherwise it doesn't really come loose really easily, at least on mine. But you know, it just still irks me that I know it's not actually tapped into anything. So there's that. As for some comparisons, here's the G1 Probus. Again, just to give an idea there. You can see the difference in how the chests are done. That, G2 Probus. Again, see the difference in the chests. Pretty big difference in how they did the chest there. Here's the Fans Hobbies Arch Enemy. Yeah, if I want to get a better, there we go. Might be a little bit better of a comparison. That. And of course, here's the rest of the team so far. There's the 4 of the 5 we've gotten so far. Mega Octane, Dorailer, whatever. I can't remember what MMC. They already showed his name. I don't remember what it is now. But yeah, I think he's supposed to be coming in October. So before the end of the year, I should have all 5 of them. And then, yeah, I'll do the big comparisons and everything. But yeah, there's the team so far. Looking real good so far, pretty much. Again, considering the fact that, you know, they're doing tweaks to what was supposed to be a G1 cartoon accurate mold and trying to make them look somewhat accurate to a cartoon, which is more faithful to the original G1 toys. Not a bad job so far. So yeah, Fortiflex is, once again, solid mold. Again, also one of my favorites. This mold and the Astrolift / Volatus mold are one of my favorites of the whole group. And this one still doesn't disappoint. The only real problem, again, as I brought up before, was these buttons right here, the sliders for the legs when you go back to tank mode is a huge pain now for whatever reason. It just is a lot more difficult than it used to be on the other versions of the mold. So, and that seems to be a fairly common issue. So just be aware of that, and also be aware that the chest is different now. The instructions will tell you the old way like this, which is not correct. You can do that if you want. It doesn't look bad, but you know it is more correct to do it like this. So just an FYI on that. Just make sure you're aware of that. And but yeah. Generally, it's still the same good mold that I've reviewed twice already, and it's really good, and I really like it, and I think you will too if you're just kind of holding out for the Ruination repaints. This is a good solid figure. And again, transformation video that I did for the original one should be mostly relevant, although I vaguely remember I might have done the tank turret wrong, replaced it wrong, but and also on top of that, I also forgot to I don't think I ever mentioned that there's these tread pieces right there, so. That's the only thing I would remind you. And of course, the chest is a little different. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty much the same. So, still a good figure. Still worth the 100 and... These guys are 120 now. This one's like 120 at retail now. So, yeah, still worth it. Plus shipping and taxes and tariffs and all that stuff. So, there you go. Really good. It's still really good. So, that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social medias down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee and my Patreon. And I'll see you next time with another video review.